Candle. Here we go.
And action.
Hey, Dieter. Thank you so much. You saved our lives.
Thanks for the DVDs.
We have the only 4K versions of our movie because of you. Keep rocking it like a hurricane, buddy.
These are amazing, man. Thank you. We're which
On the
page?
back.
There, man.
Back.
On the back.
Back. Find a
I'll
good
go right
spot.
here.
Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna go where it's darkest.
It's hilarious.
There we go.
So thank you, Dieter.
Thanks, Dieter.
What do you think of your biggest German fan?
Oh, I mean, I think I'm Dieter's biggest fan because I actually watch Let's Get Physical Media. so thank you, Dieter. I'm your fan. And thank you for the Blu-rays, man, and the 4Ks.
All right, gents. Thank you so much.
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and your pharaoh of physical media, Robert Meyer Burnett. And we are here today with episode number 20 of Let's Get Physical Media. But you know what? It wouldn't be a show if I didn't bring to you all the way from across the pond my very favorite German in all the world, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland, Mr. Dieter Bastian, the man of the hour. Dieter, how are you this week, sir?
I'm great, Rob, because I have a week vacation in front of me. It's Easter weekend, so it's great. And first, let me say, Drew, Brett, thank you for signing my Deustchland Ultra HD, or The Witch Next Door, as it is called in Germany. And Rob, first up, when you say Saarbrücken, I love it. You make it absolutely correct, because let's start with this letter in Germany, because we all watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Simo is played by Rob.
Daniel Brühl.
That is not correct, Rob.
Uh-oh.
Normally, it is U. It would be Brühl, but since you have these little dots on top of the letter, it's not U anymore, it's Ü. So when you say Saarbrücken, it's correct. So it's Daniel Brühl, not Brühl, Brühl. So only those two stupid dots ahead of the U make a U and Ü. That's just the first German lesson for today. On another note, Rob, you son of a bitch. You bastard.
Uh-oh.
How could you do that? Posting on a little Instagram, look what I've got, all you losers out there. Don't you have a PlayStation 5? Rob, how could you do that? Do you know how hard it is to get one of these consoles? But no, you were like, look at what I got. Unbelievable. This would, of course, would get you a strike. But since you did that nice video with the autograph, and I have 3 other positives from this week, the strike has been revoked already. But otherwise, don't do that again, Rob. Okay.
I should have opened it on the show.
Damn you, Rob. Damn.
And I have to shout out to Michael Brown in my hometown, in the Pacific Northwest. And while I will not confirm or deny that Michael Brown was able to obtain a second PlayStation 5 for me, I cannot confirm or deny that. Maybe not for me. And he might have found a new Xbox for me too. Maybe. But I will neither confirm nor deny.
And you don't call yourself a media shill anymore.
Well, I
There was 3 great things this week. Last week, I wanted to apologize for butchering the letter from one of the ridges, but you picked that letter up again on observations, so this was fine for me. The next thing, I watched the John Campion show last week, and in the normal live topics or questions, Psycho Gorman came up, and did I hear? Rob has watched it. Rob, a little bit about Psycho Gorman for our viewers. What did you thought about it?
I liked it. I thought it was absolutely delightful, and it was hilarious. I thought it was really well done, and I found it surprisingly. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Great.
I really loved it. I'm glad that I have that media book. Let me tell you. And I like my cover. So yeah, Psycho Gorman, definitely a recommend. I think it's playing on Shudder here, and it did come out on Blu-ray. It did come out here on Blu-ray.
So I was really happy that you did like it. And the next one, of course, I had to go through your list for show number 666. Of course, there was not many from my playlist on that list, but there was a song which I did not expect in a million years from one of my favorite bands, probably my favorite bands of all time, from Saxon. Isn't that cover metal, Rob?
That cover is metal AF. Yes, AF. It is metal.
And you put Devil Rides Out. It's not from that album. It's from Innocence Is No Excuse in that list. So you made good on my end. Because I didn't expect that title at all.
See, just so people know, if they haven't seen their I really haven't gone through everybody's suggestions yet. These are all the things on the playlist for the most part I've been generating. And
but you're already by 100 songs.
I've got 100 songs, but I'm going to go through all the playlists next because then I'm going to incorporate the ones that I haven't, because I was doing my own digging into the did you listen to the playlist?
No, just went through it. What is in it? What is in it?
I'm not quite happy with the order of all the songs, but it's just hard. It's hard because and some songs
so different types of songs that you put in there. It's hard.
It's hard. It's a tough playlist, but it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. I mean, already somebody's like, "How can you do a show glorifying the Prince of Lies?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, it's the Prince of Lies has been depicted throughout the Western canon." In paintings, in artwork, novels, and movies, and all kinds of things. I mean, there's a reason the devil gets around, man. By the way, is that a Jyn Erso hot toy behind you?
Correct, Rob. That is Jyn Erso.
I do not have any Rogue One hot toys, and it is a huge hole in my collection, and those figures are very expensive to try and get.
This is the deluxe version, and I really dug this figure because you can do so much with that figure, considering the look, the posing. That's really a nice figure. But she stands there because of special edition. We get to that a little bit later on the show.
Yes, but I'm a fan of. I didn't get any Thor Ragnarok and Rogue One hot toys. I got none of, and I want them all.
That's the only one that I got from Rogue One. The only one. As always, previously on Observations, okay. Justin Toner asked if I could help him out about the 4K of Dog Soldiers. Justin, at the moment, it's tough for me myself to get stuff from the UK. I order from Servi, but I can't order for anyone else because I have to pay customs, considering some titles.
Well,
added to the normal stuff. So Emma should really hook you up, but I don't know when this 4K of Dog Soldiers will come
I need
out.
to get that too. Now,
I don't think it has a release date. Yeah.
The lovely Emma Bannon, who is our Lady Penelope Crichton Ward, for those of you who are Thunderbirds fans, resides in the UK, and she has offered her services. I love it when ladies do that. Offered her services to us to you and I, meaning. But, if I'm going to broker a deal, I'm going to charge. You got to make sure you give her an extra 20%, including shipping on top of what you pay. Emma Bannon cannot be doing work for other people but us. She works only for us for free. But other people, you have to give retail plus 20% plus shipping to make it worth your time. See, I'm already brokering deals for her. I hope she's not.
Because it's show business.
Yeah,
show business.
It's not show friends. It's show business.
It's business.
Emma Bannon charges a 20% markup. That's what she gets.
And Justin asked himself if he should get the Donnie Darko 4K. Justin, there's not any question about that. Why did you hesitate? Donnie Darko 4K, should I get it? Of course. Donnie Darko 4K is a must-have, okay? On the other hand, in the live chat, what was happening? Last week, I told you the German saying, sich zum Affen machen, to make a fool one out of oneself. Saying, say some Arnold stuff, Dieter, come on.
You trained monkey.
Now, Rob, they want to see the monkey dance in the live chat. They ask how many can they pay to see us both dance here. Let me tell you something. It's the B&B Motel for physical media. It's not a strip joint around the corner. Okay? So probably no dancing here, but okay, we do everything for our customers here, even if it's not a strip joint. Okay?
Yeah, man.
So this was what was happening over the week, Rob.
Okay. I know, right? I got my John Travolta figure. I got my Pulp Fiction figure.
Yeah, with a couch, Rob. With a couch.
With a couch, even though he never sat in the couch. Although it did come with, this has to be one of my favorite 6-scale
awesome.
Accessories. I love this. A 6-scale reel-to-reel tape deck. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, and I would say then we can start with the
regular
show.
So how was it? Was it a big week for you? Big week for you, Dieter?
Nice week. Not big week, nice week. And but you told me you've got a lot of stuff, so I would probably start with my stuff.
All right.
It's a little bit less. Okay. First one I got yesterday. I had to go to the post office. It came from Savi. I had to pay a little bit more to pay customs. The 3 Lucky Stars films from Eureka. As I seen it, every movie has been restored 2K or 4K, and it's more of a comedy series, as always is Chicky. But Chicky is not really, as I remember it, not really the lead in all of these 3 movies. It's more of ensemble of the 3 movies. So the Lucky Stars movies, first one. Rob, only 19 years. Did we make? Can we make that, Rob? 19 years in our lifespan to see Deep's research vessel Event Horizon getting started. I got my Event Horizon 2, Rob. Watch the movie again. Still love it. And there's some new special features, and transfer was really nice. Nice. Event Horizon came in. The next one, you can tell me probably more about it, Rob. I haven't seen this movie. It's an older one, but I thought I got it from your old pal, Charles Bent. I got the
Mr. Slauson. You know what? I forgot that came out. I need to get that. I think you're gonna enjoy that.
Tell me a little bit about it, Rob. I haven't seen it.
Well, it's the less you know, the better. But it's about some passersby that run across a gentleman named Mr. Slauson.
Full Moon.
Yes, who that was actually theatrically released in the late 70s. It stars Chuck Connors and let's say these travelers come across a man who has mannequins, many mannequins that may or may not be. I'm not going to tell you.
So it's a predecessor of the Puppet Master series.
No, but Charlie Band produced both. So, I guess you could say that. Maybe it was. Sure, why
not? The next one, Rob, as I mentioned last week, it all started our stronger connections with rollerball.
Yeah.
But what if I told you, Rob, there's probably a sport that's even more exciting than rollerball, and that's Cosmoball. It's a Russian movie. I've seen the trailer. Probably not that great, but I like my cats in the back.
Yeah, that's a cat in the bag, right?
Yep. Yeah. Cosmoball Russian movie. Then we've got to the media books because I forgot. From last week, I showed, this is not new, Blood on My Name.
Yeah.
The American title is Blood on Her Name. And you've had a show on observation where you delved into the story tropes. A movie starts and then you get 24 hours earlier, 2 months earlier, 10 days earlier. This movie starts with a body in an auto repair shop and with our lead actress. And I was suspecting, Rob, come on, 2 weeks earlier, 2 hours earlier. No, Rob, this movie did not do that. It went straight forward. It did not do one flashback what has actually happened in that auto repair shop. You get told what was happened, but the movie did not do that.
Good for that movie.
So surprising to me, because I was expecting, do it now, but it didn't do that. Okay, let it ring. Okay, so this one I've seen, Breeder.
Oh,
And it's a Danish movie, and it was not that bad. So it's a little bit tougher stuff, but really nice. Breeder. So this was one.
I like tougher stuff.
What I watched last week. Now we get to my last 3 media books. The next one I already bought. I think the Shout edition, but I bought the German media book because I like the movie. Cuffs with Christian Slater.
Wow.
And you see, Rob, German one got a tagline because ein Kerl zum Schießen, and I really can't translate it. I would literally translate it, a guy to shoot for, something like that. It's more translated like a guy you can laugh about, something like that. Ein Kerl zum Schießen, Cuffs. It's a media book. Okay, got some pictures then in it.
That's cool.
Okay. So, Cuffs. The next media book, Rob. I know you will roll your eyes and, not that Finnish hack again. And I know it's probably not its best movie, but I had to get it. Driven. With Sylvester Stallone. And I even don't remember it that much, Rob. So even as a fan, this was probably not that good. But okay, it's a nice media book, Rob. How could I say no to my Finnish friend?
That's
Rennie.
right.
Rennie. Okay.
You love your
And
Rennie.
then the last one I had to get because you praise this movie, and I then they say, okay, God damn it, I buy it. God damn it, Rob, stop it. I bought Thief, but it's called in Germany Violent Streets. So it's
Is that a media book?
Thief. This is a media book, Rob.
Bro, you got to get me that.
Oh, okay.
You got to get me.
I can't tell you anything about the transfer, but I think
I don't care.
Okay.
Thief is one of my favorite movies. I didn't know they made a media book of that.
It has the audio commentary on it, so I guess it's the new, and it has the theatrical version and the director's cut, one on the one Blu-ray and one on the other.
Wow. Okay,
So
I want it because the theatrical version is no longer available. Criterion put it out, but they only put out the director's cut.
Okay. No, it contains both versions.
Oh, bro. You got to hook me up. You got to hook Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby needs that. Send it over.
I'll do that.
Bobby needs Violent Streets.
Violent Streets. This is the German.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, I'm really exciting to watch this, Rob.
Bobby needs
this was my haul of the week, Rob.
That's quite a good haul. Let's see.
Wait. Still, I always forget something. Rob, considering my favorite band, Saxon, I say, give us the stage, turn on the lights, fire up the sound, we rock the nations. This physical media, but not only that. Go a little bit full frame on me, Rob. Go a little bit full frame on me, if you can do it. Because
you're full frame.
We can't forget. Hashtag, we released it.
Where'd you get that?
The Snyder Cut. This was a coffee cup from my longest and dearest friend, CP. So thank you. Hashtag, we released the Snyder Cut. Now we have
that's
only
a
to get it
dope ass.
on
What a
pocket.
great glass a great mug.
It's just a mug. So we only have to get it in 4K. So now that I've gotten all, Rob. It's your turn.
Well, I had a pretty interesting week. I just, first of all, I want to start and say to Drew and Brett Pierce, the Pierce brothers, who made The Wretched, or as we know it, The Witch Next Door. This is your copy. Here's, I don't know if you can see, but there is where they've signed it.
Awesome.
Sign on the back. By the way, those two guys are like the nicest dudes in the world. And we talked for 5 hours yesterday. I went to our local pub, Lucky Baldwin's, which is right down the street, which I haven't been to in a long time. And shout out to Lucky Baldwin's. And I, even though I was wearing a Seahawks face mask, they recognized me and they thanked me for coming back. And I had the greatest time with, like, Drew and Brett Pierce are true imagination connoisseurs, nicest dudes in the world. I wish them all the success. I can't wait. They're just guys I want to know. Like, the fact that we could hang out, and I love their movie. And it's amazing to me that you make, they had like the #1 movie during the pandemic over the last summer, and it's amazing to me. Yeah, that they got a lot of things percolating, a lot of really interesting projects, but I just don't understand like why people don't just hire them. Just hire them. So if anyone's watching this that has any power to hire anybody, Drew and Brett Pierce, have them in. Just hire them. They've got a particularly, I think, a brilliant idea. They'll tell you about it. Just hire them and give them the money to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be their third film. Trust them. So that said, I had an interesting week. I'm going to split my haul into two.
Oh.
So, first of all, of course, it is Easter. I got the 10 Commandments in 4K.
Okay.
Roy, that movie is 4 hours long, is what Terry Garr said in Close Encounters. So here's the 10 Commandments in 4K. I haven't thrown this on, but I hear it looks fantastic.
Okay.
And then, of course, a movie I actually worked on. A movie I worked on while I worked at Warner Brothers. A delightful film, Defending Your Life from Criterion. Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep, about a man who goes to the afterlife, and in order to get into heaven, he has to make the case that he deserves to go there. I love.
What was your
movie.
job on the movie, Rob?
Well, I was working in physical production at Warner Brothers, so we oversaw the making of all films Warner Brothers was making at the time. So I was on and off this set, and I was in the production office, but I worked for feature production in Warner Brothers while we made Defending Your Life. So that was pretty cool. And then in 4K, 2 Alex de la Iglesia movies came out, Day of the Beast and Perdita Durango, which was a film that was really hard to get uncut. I had a European DVD of this for the longest time. I love this movie. It came out, and I mean, the packaging is very, very cool. And this came out in 4K. Day of the Beast did too, but I'm still waiting for mine. Like I'm waiting for my Batman v Superman square 4K, wherever that is. I don't know.
And I've read, Rob, it has switching.
Oh, it does.
Ratio.
Oh, okay.
Batman vs Superman.
Okay, switching aspect ratio. Now this. I love Warner
Archive.
I love Warner Archive. Warner Archive is going out of business. They got rid of George Feltenstein, which is a huge mistake. I don't know why anybody would get rid of George Feltenstein, one of the most knowledgeable people in home entertainment. So, Rankin and Bass, the company that made the stop-motion animation holiday specials, and they made animated films, they teamed up with a Japanese company, Subaraya. I always get the name wrong, but EJ, the effects company that did Godzilla movies, they teamed up with them and made 3 films. And my favorite, one of them is The Last Dinosaur, and I don't know what the third one is, but this movie that has giant turtles and ghosts and Connie Selica, hot Connie Selica, they put this out. It was out on DVD before, but they put it out on Blu-ray, both as the TV movie version, the one in 1:3:1, so it's square like a TV, and they included the 1:8:5 theatrical version.
Great.
The Bermuda Depths. And anybody who sees this is the most romantic sea ghost story with a giant turtle and Burl Ives that you've ever seen. I love this movie. I know that the effects are not very convincing, but I love it anyway. I don't care. This is definitely something I never thought I would ever see on Blu-ray, ever. And now it's on Blu-ray, and I love it. I love this movie. Thank you, Warner Archive. Why are you going away? Why are people being let go? Why cut your throats like this? Warner Archive does the God's work, the Lord's work. It is the Lord's day. Resurrect. If Jesus can come back, Warner Archive can come back. Bring Warner Archive back. Why would you get rid of them?
But they don't do any titles anymore.
They've got stuff coming out for the rest of the year, but then they're going away. The Warner Brothers store closed, and you can't get anything online from them anymore. And Warner Archive, I mean, they're firing people left and right. And I think, and by the way, the home, I keep forgetting, I always forget to mention this, but the home media, hang on, I'm going to, let me get this correct. I want to make sure before I say this, I don't want to send people, like in Dawn of the Dead, to rescue stations that are inoperative. I'm going to, let me see, I have to find this, let me find it, hang on. Why am I not seeing it? I'm looking. Well, this is annoying. Here we go. Like, let me find this. I just want to make sure that I got it. So the Home Media Awards. The Home Media Awards. Anybody can go vote. Let me make sure it's not closed. The Home Media Awards, you can still vote on, I think. It's media. I guess it's mediaplaynews.com. Home Media Awards. I think you can vote on them at mediaplaynews.com. I think. Okay. But anybody can go vote on them. So go vote on them. I promised I would say that. Go vote on them. I didn't. So those are the discs that I got. Except I also got a box from Shout Select. Everyone knows Scream Factory. Shout Factory had a sale. And one of the things about, you can always gauge how healthy physical media is. If it's healthy, you wouldn't have companies like Kino and Criterion, everybody always having sales. But Shout Select, meaning not their horror titles, but their regular movie titles, they had a sale. And I picked up a lot of titles I always wanted to get, but just didn't for whatever reason.
A Schnäppchen sale. A
Schnäppchen sale. These are all Schnäppchen. Michael Caine in A Shock to the System. I really like this movie a lot. Picked that up. Veronica Lake and Robert Preston in one of the great noir films of all time, This Gun for Hire. This was a hole in my collection that I have filled. And then, of course, if you like true romance, this is the movie. These are the movies that Christian Slater is watching when he meets Rosanna Arquette, when Alabama meets Clarence. The Street Fighter collection. I always wanted to get Return of the Street Fighter, and Sister. But
wasn't he watching Sister of the Street Fighter?
Yeah, and that's in this collection.
Oh, okay.
Now I have it. Very excited to have this. I picked up Glengarry Glen Ross, which I've had in other iterations. I don't know why I never had this in Blu-ray, but I got their Glengarry Glen Ross. And then the Ridley Scott film that was lacking in my collection. I don't know why it was not there, but Someone to Watch Over Me with Mimi Rogers and Tom Berenger, Ridley Scott. I really like this movie. And then finally, this is not finally, Martin Brest directed this, who directed Beverly Hills Cop. And this movie is one of the great 80s buddy cop. Call it Midnight Run. So good. So good. I have a British import of this. It was an early Blu-ray that I picked up. But
was this not released from Universal itself? That it comes
I
from
don't remember. It might have. I think it was released by Universal. This is a re-release. And then finally, the last disc I got, again, great film noir, Farewell, My Lovely, and The Big Sleep. These are essential films to own. I didn't own them. And I think one of the great things about when you have these kinds of sales, you can go fill in those glaring holes in your collection, which is what I, in fact, did. So now I feel much better about myself. I feel like I'm a better person. I'm a more fulfilled human.
Because what would you do if somebody came to you and said, do you have this and this movie? And you would say, no, I don't have it.
Yeah, I mean that's
No,
not that anybody.
It's a
comes,
horror
no.
scenario for us.
For us, if somebody were to come over to your house and ask you if you had a movie they wanted to see, and the answer is no, this means this is the Leroy Jenkins moment of physical media collectors. If you're Leroy Jenkins playing a little Warcraft or World of Warcraft, you don't want that to ever happen. You never want to be the Leroy Jenkins of physical media. Leroy Jenkins. Do you have this movie? No, I don't.
No.
You don't want that to ever happen to you.
Definitely not.
Then you're going to be memed for the rest of your life. It's going to take decades before people forget your name. So that was my haul for the week. I think a pretty erudite haul, pretty other than the Bermuda Depths, which I stand behind because I love it. I don't know if anyone else will buy it ever or watch it, but I highly it looks, by the way, I threw it on, and it was very funny because I showed Elizabeth this movie. Elizabeth doesn't remember much, and I just wanted to see the transfer, and I'm just like, oh my god, this looks so good. Oh. I'm looking at the 185ers, I'm just like, and Elizabeth's like, wait a minute, haven't you shown this movie me before? And I'm like, yes, I have. We did. We watched. I brought it over. I think when we first started dating, back in the body melt days, honey. Back in the body melt days, I showed you the Bermuda Depths. But oh my god, I put it on the 185ers. And I'm just like, oh my god. It looks so good. It's the whole reason why you want. It's a beautiful transfer. Thank you, Warner Archive, and shame on you, Warner Brothers. Shame on you, Warner Media, for not keeping Warner Archive going. You are bad, bad people. You're a bad multinational corporation. Bad, bad, bad. Bring back George Feltenstein. Bring back Warner Archive. Come on, Jason Killar. Come on. Do it. Do it now.
What can you do, Rob? What can you do? Should we transfer into letters? You sent me one?
Yeah, I sent you one. I forgot to send you. I sent you one. I've got a few. Why not? Let's. You want to read a letter, Dieter?
You have read this letter on Observations, but I thought you can do it again.
Wait, I did. Then I sent you the wrong.
Yeah,
I sent you.
It was the Oma 94 letter, considering different versions that he was.
You know what?
For.
I think it's probably too late. I sent you the wrong one. I'm sorry. Do you? If I sent you one right now, could you get it and read it?
Yeah, I will try that, Rob. I will try that.
Because this, okay, I'm going to send you this letter right now because you definitely need to read this letter.
Okay.
I'm going to send it to you because it's too good not to read.
But if you got more, you could read one letter, and I could.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. I'm going to read the one I just sent you is from Jared Dizon, and you need to read it. You need to read it. So this letter, once again, comes with artwork. I'm going to go full frame on this one. This letter comes with artwork for you, Dieter. Artwork for you. Would you like me to read this letter? Okay. I did. Did you not get it? Did you get it? Well, Dieter. I don't know. Okay, let me see if hang on. Let me send this to you again. I'm going to forward it to you. Hang on. I'll do it one more time. Okay, you got it. All right. Well, then let me read this letter first because you're going to love this. This comes from our friend David Kukol. And let me just put up the artwork that he sent. And boy, you're going to love this. This is from David Kukol. Oh, that's not the right one. Hang on. You know what? He sent that last week. There's another one. There's another piece of art that, hang on. This is David Kukol's art. We can see, you can see how prepared we are. Let me put this one up. This one is for you, and you're going to love this. There we go. The physical media games. There we go from David Kukol, and David says, hello, Rob and Dieter. Here's some new fan art and some comments for you gentlemen. I have a retro physical media question for you. What is the most memorable artwork that graced a VHS cover that you once owned. Back in the videotape era, I bought a 2-episode tape of Jerry Anderson's UFO that featured a drawing of Ed Straker in the style of an anime character. Great likeness of Straker, and it didn't come from Japan. One of the pluses of physical media is the artwork oddities that one encounters. Attached is a new drawing I did in honor of your show, mixing a Hunger Games theme with the concept of verisimilitude. I hope you enjoy it. Keep up the great work, guys. Respectfully, David Kukol, who, by the way, I got to meet David yesterday on our members Zoom call. When you're a member of the channel, you can be on a Zoom call. And I think I remember what David is talking about. And I will show you if I remember correctly, he's talking about Ed Straker as an anime character. Now, I don't know if this is what he means, but I'm going to show you this artwork that I had. I now have, obviously, multiple UFO stuff, but this came from Today's Home Entertainment, and Image put this out on Laserdisc, and for a long time, this art, and I'm sure this is the art that he's thinking of, because in my mind, it's certainly the one I'm thinking of. I loved this art as he did, and you know I love my UFO, I love my Ed Straker. So here is the artwork I believe David is speaking about. They only released 2 of these on Laserdisc, so there's only 4 episodes of UFO as this. They only did Volume 1 and Volume 2, but I love this artwork. I loved these covers. I thought they were great. So there is that. Now, do you have the letter that you can read?
I have the letter, Rob. I have the letter.
All right.
So, Gerard Dyson, or Dyson, Miles Bennett Dyson? No. Gerard Dyson writes, why hello there, Rob and Dieter. Good day to both of you. I want to start off by saying I love this show as it reminds me of the times my dad would bring me and my brothers to DVD rental stores when I was a kid. I remember just getting excited about going inside a DVD store and sifting through the different categories and asking my dad to get one DVD to watch later at night. Sadly, those days are gone now. There are no more physical media stores in our city, and the pandemic isn't helping. With that, what are some of your favorite memories you have of being in physical media store? Also, out of my curiosity, here are a couple of fun questions for you guys to answer. I don't mind if you guys skip it. Rob, what is something in Dieter's collection you would really want to have, and vice versa? If you were to design a special edition of a certain movie or TV show, what would it be? Mine would be the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and have the discs inside Davy Jones' chest. Keep it up, guys. I pray for you guys immortally to keep discussing about physical media till the end of time. Okay, Jean, that's a lot to unpack, but unpack the first one. Physical media stores, stories, or memories. I remember going from video store to video store with my friends to get Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. We ran just through all the video stores until we finally, I think we found one that got it. You know, you couldn't just stream something with a button. You had to go get that stuff. And the other memory probably from back in the day was with Terminator 2, my favorite movie. I went into the store, and at this time you had special connections with the dealer, and she said, "Dieter, Terminator 2 has come in." I was of course saying, "Okay, I will wait till you put the great movie out." Then I got mine, and I thought, well, I will wait and see how fast the cards of the Terminator 2 will went. Okay, and some guy came in, and I thought, where do you go? Don't you see Terminator 2? I didn't say that, I was thinking it. Where do you? And he went to the pawn section, Rob, and I was thinking, where do you go? There's Terminator 2 is out. Where do you think you're going? God damn it. I thought it was Judgment Day here, right and then. Okay, this was some 2 stories of my DVD store days, Rob. But it was more VHS days. Rob, you any specifically stories about that time?
Well, I worked in video stores for 8 years, and I started when I was 13 years old in 1980. But I think that I love video stores, and I worked at Seattle's Video Space for a number of years. I worked at Magic Video for a while, and then I was Laser Bob at Seattle's Silver Platters, when what we sold was, we were at the time the largest optical disc only store in the world. We had a 10,000 square foot store in South Center that we only sold CDs and laser discs, and it was glorious. But in terms of, so many stories. Having worked there, I think that I don't have any particular remembrances, but I do remember, for me, that when I first started out going into video stores, these 2 guys, Bud Warner and Steve Pitcher. And Bud Warner and Steve Pitcher, Bud was older, Steve was younger, and they kind of took me under their wing. And they were older than me, and I was like this 13-year-old kid, and they were very nice to me, and they showed me lots of things. And Bud Warner gave me my first bootleg videotapes. And he somehow got access to movies that were not out on pre-recorded cassette yet. And the 2 movies that he got me were Maniac, Joe Spinell's Maniac. Maniac had not even played on the West Coast of the United States. So there was
Video nasty, Rob.
Video nasty. There was no way to even see Maniac. And thanks to Bud Warner, I was able to see Maniac, and I showed it to everybody, and it was people. That is one. I think if any word, do you know the English word lurid? Lurid.
I know the word, but what does this term exactly?
Lurid. Well, let me get the actual definition. But in my mind, okay, lurid means, it's an adjective, very vivid in color, especially as to create unpleasantly harsh or an unnatural effect, presented in vividly shocking or sensational terms, especially giving explicit details of crimes or sexual matters. Maniac was one of the more, maybe at the time, the most lurid film I'd ever seen. It is, Joe Spinell gives the greasiest, oiliest performance. It looks like, he doesn't have the greatest complexion in the world, and it's just so, and the beautiful Caroline Munro is in it, and they have a relationship, but the violence is Tom Savini violence. Heads are exploding, and he scalps his victims and keeps, it is lurid. And because it was a bootleg videotape, you could barely see it because it was dark. It gave it an extra added lurid appeal. Like, I always felt when I watched it that my parents, I was going to get, even more so than I Spit on Your Grave, I felt Maniac was even more disturbing and I shouldn't have it. And I loved Bud Warner for giving it to me. And the other thing he gave me, it was actually spread out over 2 VHS tapes, Dawn of the Dead. Bud had Dawn of the Dead on bootleg videotape, and for the longest time, before I got mine on Thorn EMI home video, I owned Dawn of the Dead. I was the first kid on my block to have Dawn of the Dead, and I would show it to everybody that would watch it. So that's, and that was not necessarily a video store memory, but I met them because they put me to work in their video store. So it was amazing. And so there you go. What was the other things he asked?
The other thing, what Chera wanted to know, Rob, what is something in Dieter's collection you would really want to have, and vice versa? I would say, considering what I've seen, what Rob has shown, his Legend of the Galactic Heroes, I would take off a sense because I haven't watched this show and I know how expensive it was. I would just take the most expensive that he has in his collection.
Over my dead body. Over my dead body. You can actually still get that set, by the way.
Okay.
Because I think there's only like 8 people that are going to spend that much money.
You always say, don't watch the remake. Is the remake not good or bad?
The remake, it's all right, but I think the original is better. I also, the remake, they haven't finished the story, but I like the character design. I just like the animation and the designs more. I think. I and the animation is not the greatest, but I'd have to watch the whole thing from beginning to end. But the writing is very similar, and it's all right.
Okay.
I want your Terminator 2 Czechoslovakian box set.
Okay. But it's not the good 4K in it.
No, I know. I just want because it's an awesome special edition, and I would appreciate it if you would just jot down on a letter that if you pass away, or you die, make sure that your mom has, or Patrick, make sure
ship that to Pasadena.
Give it to Mia. Make sure Mia will take care of it. Just you write down Rob Burnett gets my Terminator 2 disc. And
Czechoslovakia.
Put down my address and just make sure I get that, would you?
Good.
In case of your death.
I will do that in my last will, Rob.
Please. This is important.
And the third one, what Shara wanted to know, if you were to design a special edition of a certain movie or TV show, what would it be? And he would had go on with his pirate stuff. I take the idea from Rob when he showed his Nakatomi Plaza, but I would like to have the Capitol Records building, of course, Rob, with Fort Fairlane on it, and it should the extended cut that you have seen.
Yep.
Before it got sliced, because that is what I want, Rob.
You know what? I would love to work on versions of Fort Fairlane and Predator 2 and go back and restore them to the long versions. I think that is a fine idea. A fine idea.
But just as the cover with the Capitol Records, with the Capitol Records building.
Yes.
And you could put the CDs in the Capitol Records building. It's ideal to put CDs in it.
I know, it's perfect. It's perfect. And you could even make the Capitol Records building like a storage thing for a bunch of CDs, not just Fort Fairlane, but
soundtrack CDs or something like that. Have you an idea, Rob? Design?
I'm thinking about like what would I I would have if I put out the Skywalker saga. On look, I like the box set. It's cool. I would have done it in the Death Star, the unfinished Death Star from Return of the Jedi, where you stick the discs, so the discs become the open, unfinished section of the Death Star, so you could have the plastic around, but you pull it. That's what I would have done, and it would have lit up and made sounds, like it would have had a motion sensor, and maybe it would have like the lights for the Death Star firing, and you'd make that noise, but you'd pull the discs out in the back. So and it would be awesome. Like it'd be like this big, something. So it would act. The Death Star would act as like a lamp of some kind. It would light up, fiber optics, and be awesome. And then the discs.
Great idea, Rob.
Yep.
Great idea.
But no one asked us, Dieter. They should have, because we could have made great things.
Is there still a letter left, Rob, from your end?
You know what? I think there is. There is, as you say that. This one comes from Omar.
Okay.
I don't think I've read this already. Did you read the one about classic films already?
No.
Okay.
You sent me the letter that you read on Observations.
Yeah, I don't think that this is it. Hi, Rob, and Guten Tag, Dieter. Rob read an article a few days ago on Robservations about whether filmmakers should tamper with their classic films. This got me thinking and had me wondering whether filmmakers should tamper with their movies, which did not come out the way they envisioned. Considering how Ridley Scott makes a lot of director's cuts, Francis Coppola recut Godfather 3, we recently had the Snyder cut, and Sylvester Stallone is doing a director's cut of Rocky 4, which, by the way, I am very excited for.
Yeah.
I just want to know if there are any movies which you would like to see recut, as the theatrical cuts did not get the best reviews when they came out. There are 4 which I would be interested in seeing. I would like to see a new cut of Jerry Zucker's movie First Night with Richard Gere and Sean Connery. The movie's originally cut was 3 hours long, but the theatrical cut was 2 hours and 14 minutes. I would like to see what the 3-hour version is like. I would like to see John McTiernan's original cut of The 13th Warrior, which was originally called Eaters of the Dead. The theatrical cut is Michael Crichton's cut of the movie. McTiernan was fired because his cut of the movie did not do well with test screenings, so Crichton came in to direct and reshoot. Also, apparently, McTiernan and Crichton were fighting a lot behind the scenes. People who worked on the movie spoke positively about McTiernan's cut, saying how deep, multi-layered, and it was longer, which they felt was important. McTiernan also mentioned how his cut had more scenes showing Arab culture and had Arab music, but they were cut out. I'd be interested in seeing what McTiernan's cut of the movie is like. Speaking of Michael Crichton, I would like to see the original cut of Richard Donner's movie Timeline based on Crichton's book. Donner was forced to recut the movie at the insistence of then Paramount head Sherry Lansing. Donner's original cut also had music from Jerry Goldsmith, who was replaced with Brian Tyler after the movie was recut. That would be a new cut I would like to see. Finally, I would like to see the original cut of Brian De Palma's Black Dahlia. De Palma's original cut was 3 hours long, but he had to make it shorter due to the insistence of the producers. I would be interested in seeing that cut. Also, James Elroy, who wrote the book the movie is based on, gave very high praise to the original cut as he hated the theatrical cut, saying the original cut was far more faithful to his book. These are the new cuts for movies I would be interested in seeing. Thanks, and live long and prosper, and I'd be interested to hear what movies you would like to see new cuts for. What about that? What would you like to see a new cut for, Peter?
From the top of my head, Rob, I can't say any title because I would have to know which title really had a longer cut,
right,
to show. So at the moment, from the top of my head, I don't know any movie who had a longer cut that was discussed in some form. Okay, because we have back in the days we did have no internet to reference all this stuff.
No, you're right.
From the top of my head, I don't know actually a movie that I know would have a longer cut but got shortened.
Well, Ford Fairlane.
Yeah, of course.
I'd like Ford Fairlane and Predator 2 to get restored the way that they were before they were cut down. I'd love that. Those are both Joel Silver movies. Come on, Joel, get on that. Why not do that? You know, I know Ethan Irwin over at Silver Pictures. Maybe I can call and see what we can do.
Yeah. Do you know any movie that you would like to see?
Oh, well, what I want the most is Star Trek the Motion Picture. You know, they released the director's cut, the director's edition, sorry. Hopefully my friends David Fine and, of course, Darren Doctorman will eventually get around. They will be given the green light to go ahead and restore the film. I mean, I think it's a better version of the movie. Not entirely correct. They should have me consult because I would make it better than they can. No, I'm just kidding. No, they should hire me to consult. But I think they should restore it to 4K and they should release it in IMAX, do an IMAX release of it. I think it'd be great. That's what I want the most. I want the director's cut that only exists in HD. And then, of course, the other director's cut that I really want to see, the definitive version of a movie. It stars William Shatner and Eric McCormack, and it's called Free Enterprise.
Yeah,
I want to see the definitive version of that movie.
It can only get better.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, appreciate that. I know. You say it with love. I get it.
As always, Rob. As always.
I know. So, what about you, son? Do you have a special edition?
Yeah, and it brings me to my German saying for this week, because last week I failed, Rob. I've got them failed. It's gotten on my nerves to get from your name the film stripe out. Now I've got it. And the German saying is, es ließ mir keine Ruhe, literally translated.
Es ließ mir keine Ruhe?
Es ließ mir keine Ruhe. It left me no peace. You still think about it.
Ah, yeah.
But now I got it out. Es ließ mir keine Ruhe. It left me no peace. So this is the film stripe from your name from last week. But this is not the special edition. Today I want a little bit more, since it's our 20th show. Perhaps people have started just watching. At the first show, I did some points. What makes a chunky? And of course, we said we buy stuff that we on physical media, even if we don't like the movie. That brings us to Rise of Skywalker, Rob. First the Steelbook, because as we mentioned before, if somebody would say to you, do you have the movie in not in 3D? Well, yes, of course I have the movie in 3D. This is the Steelbook, Rob. And it's shiny, Rob.
That Steelbook is better than the movie.
Yeah, Rob, totally. Totally. You've got 3 discs, okay? But and that's the problem. As a junkie, you don't buy it once. I bought it the second time. And what I like are in the US the Target versions of movies. Target has always nice special editions. And they did a cover which resembles, of course, the first one. And I couldn't say no, Rob.
Wow. Again, that cover is better than the film. Look at that. That is sweet, dude.
And inside, let's look at the inside, Rob. It's, like you said, it's better
that's really nice.
And I love the Target edition set.
Wow, look at that, bruh.
You know, and even you bought the complete sets. You have the movies.
I did. I bought the 4K the box set.
But like you, not really disappointed from the movie. But as a junkie, I bought it 2 times because this has the 4K, Rob, and the other is the 3D.
I know.
If somebody would come by and would love to see it in 3D, okay, I have it in 3D. Okay, this was my first special edition, Rob. The Rise of Skywalker.
Wow. Are you ashamed?
A little bit, yes. But how can I say no? I love the cover, Rob. I love the cover.
The cover's great.
Yeah.
The cover's
little
great.
Resemblance to the first one. First one.
I'll tell you, man.
But what can you do? This was my first. Rob, you?
I got something new today that isn't a movie, but it is physical media, and I'm going to show it. I've always wanted to buy something from the British company, the Folio Society. They make books. They make really nice editions of books that are hideously expensive but beautifully done. So, I bought one, and here it is, my very first Folio edition. It's Andrew Chaikin's book, A Man on the Moon, which is the definitive account of the Apollo program. And it comes, if you haven't read this book's available all over the place. This is an incredible account of the Apollo missions. And as Folio Society is wont to do, it's very heavy. This is a very heavy, dense, thick book. Beautiful slipcase. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I love this. I mean, the books, I mean, incredible. There's a command module. And this is just, this is an expanded version with more photographs. I mean, this book is, I have a definite book fetish. Like, I love hardcover books. To me, it just, I love it when things, I think one of the reasons we like special editions so much is because when something gets this kind of a treatment, it shows that there's respect for what's inside, the actual content. And I actually want to put this next to my Taschen 2001 book, which I have over there. That's huge, the original first edition. But I love hardcover books. I've always loved hardcover books. I'll tell you, it distresses me, like when you go into libraries and you see, or you go into used bookstores and there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of books that are just, and like my own collection, I look around and there's thousands of books in here. And I just think, like, it's sad. Like, I fetishize books. Like, I look at this and I don't want to, no one's going to touch this. I'm not going to let anybody touch this book. But yet, it should be read. What's the point of having these beautiful editions if you don't read them? And I've already read this book. I'm going to read this again. This account, because I've been watching From the Earth to the Moon, which I really love. The last episode I really loved. And I want to go read the account of the real Apollo missions. And, I love this. Love it. So that was my special edition of the week, is that book from the Folio Society, which I love. Hang on a second. You know what I realized? Yeah. I didn't switch to you. You were talking. I'm like, I'm okay. Listening to you, and I people are just watching me drink in silence. What a douche! That was a douche move.
Douche.
Douche. So please start again, Dieter.
as you already mentioned it, Rob, Jyn Erso is here, and probably the best movie in the Disney arsenal of Star Wars movies for the most people. So the same as with Rise of Skywalker, we've got the Steelbook with the 3D
that is
version.
sweet, dude. Now, who made this?
This came from, I think, Italy, but it was all over Europe. The Steelbook.
Wow, that's dope, dude.
So this is
That is
the
dope,
3D.
Delica.
The normal and of course an extra Blu-ray. And just like with Rise of Skywalker, I got the Target edition that I really dug because you can switch out the front cover with all the main protagonists.
Yeah.
So you got the slipcase here.
I that's the one that I have.
Oh, you've got it too.
Yeah, I love
So
this.
you already know it. A lot of this and digital.
As a matter of fact, to get that,
Cool.
Elizabeth had to like drive me. She
Okay,
had to like she drove
I had
me
to
like
go-
50 miles to a Target to get that.
I had to go to eBay, Rob. eBay was my place to go so that I could get it. And you can just, Rob knows it, you can just switch out
Yeah,
the character so you can have always a different cover.
that would be the one
For the
that I
week.
have. Yeah.
Different cover for the week. So this was really a nice addition for Rogue One.
Nice.
Okay, Rob. This was my second special edition for this week to show. So a little bit Star Wars stuff.
Well, we have some super chats and tips and things.
Okay.
So let me get to those. MCP Scotty sends in a super chat and says, I was disappointed in Stinky Tuna's Zack Snyder's Justice League Blu-ray. I didn't realize it would be in 16:9. Not good. Can't wait for the official 4K. Did Stinky
Was
Tuna
this
make...
sent on April's Fool's Day?
I think it might have been. I don't know. I think MCP Scotty might be joshing us. Listen, Emma Bannon writes in and says, Dieter, could you tell me what you think of the PlayStation 5 as a 4K player? Oh, sorry. This question has to be for Rob.
One is going on my list, Rob. So tell us about your great PlayStation 5, Rob.
Well, I have to tell you, I've only used it to play two things, and neither was in 4K yet. Okay. But I'm very impressed with it as a piece of hardware. It is a very impressive machine and system. It's very fast. The loading times are fast, at least with Blu-rays. And again, I've only played. I just haven't had much time, so Elizabeth and I together were playing there's this playroom, I can't even remember the name of the thing.
To check out the controller.
The
controller can do.
The controller is unbelievable.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It has a touchpad. It has, and this, it's like something's playroom. Some creature.
Yeah.
And both Elizabeth
and I...
it's
a title that comes free with the PlayStation 5, just to give you an idea what can be done with the controller.
It is you can blow. There's sections where, people have PlayStation 5s but dude, there's even scenes where you have to blow on the touchpad and it responds to your breath. You have to go, you literally have to blow on the touchpad. I'm like, this is insanity. It's incredible. It's an incredible system. And I look, I've just been scratching the surface of it, but I want to get Ghost of Tsushima, which I don't have, but I want to do it. I want to look at things in 4K and 60 frames and all that. And I do have to say that it's an amazing thing. And if it wasn't for Michael Brown up in my glorious P&W, I would not have it. So, Michael, thank you once again very much for acquiring it for me. They're very hard. I don't understand. I really don't understand the PlayStation 5 shortage. What's interesting is if you look at the leaderboards, on that game, they're only up to 400,000 people. So
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's not millions of people. So clearly the
Considering the game comes with the console, it should be way more.
yeah, and that means there's only 400,000 people that have. Like, I'm like, what? But it's an incredible machine, and I love the look of it. Like, it looks like a piece of futuristic. It's so cool.
A Dubai skyscraper. It's a Dubai skyscraper, Rob.
It is. It is. Now you've got the new Xbox.
Yeah, but this is just a brick, Rob. The Xbox is just a brick.
Yeah, which
not really a cool design for me, at least. It's just a brick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty cool.
So one is Dubai, and the other is probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Some post-apocalyptic city more.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. By the way, in terms of Stinky Tuna, I just went to their website. It says we'll be back soon. I don't know how they would. They're not there anymore. So anybody who got a Zack Snyder's
Do you
Justice
think there
League,
are some shenanigans considering? Probably...
Yeah, I think somebody might have shut him down. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am not sure. Rise, by the way, Rise and Shine with the Valkyries, the lovely ladies who I was on with before.
The stream.
The stream said, "Thank you so much for joining us. It was an honor to have you on our show." And they sent me a super chat. Well, I'll read that also on Robservations. Thank you. No, it was my honor. The honor was all mine. So thank you for that. And Emma Bannon, I love that you ripped on Robin. You didn't call Robin Robin, but hey, I want to remind you that you are Robin, not, to my Batman. I know.
Unbelievable.
I just thought I'd
Still poking the bear.
Midnight's Edge sends in a super chat, super chats.
Big guns.
By the way, we're gonna have Tom from Midnight's Edge is gonna join us whenever I can make him join us on the show. He is a big physical media collector, and it would be great to have him on the show. He sends in 2 super chats. He says, "This is about HBO Max." Uh-oh, did some news drop about HBO Max that we don't know about?
I don't know, Rob.
I don't know either. I'm going to look on Deadline and see what it says. I don't know if there's something that we have to know about HBO Max. I don't know. Let's see. I'm just going to look real quick on Deadline. Maybe it's some kind of crazy breaking news. Nope, doesn't look like it.
Good numbers, perhaps.
Maybe.
Something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. David Kukol, our man David, who gave us this beautiful piece of artwork. David says, that's not the UFO cover art from the tape that I owned. I'll try and track it down on the internet. Great show. Thanks for sharing my drawings. Well, David, I love your drawings, and we will continue to share them. David Kukol says, Rob, your love of well-made books proves that we park our shuttles in the same shuttle bay. Much respect. Well, yes, I thank you, David, but my love of books, dude, the hardcover book fetish that I have is certainly, it's very spendy.
Unmatched.
It's very spendy. Emma Bannon says, hi, Rob, you saying you like hardcover books reminds me of when I wanted to buy a book on turtles. The guy asked me, hardback? I said, well, more of a shell, really. Emma, you know what? If Emma wasn't as lovely as she is, I mean, I think somebody needs to just her jokes.
Special flavor.
They are a special flavor. And that's fine. But by the way, I would not. I kid. I love Emma, not just because she got me that Total Recall set.
Yeah.
Or send me cool T-shirts and all that. But but her jokes, man, I'm telling you. MCP Scotty sends in a super chat and says, not kidding about the Zack Snyder's Justice League Blu-ray. It had a Stinky Tuna intro card and everything. Maybe I've been had. Well, Stinky Tuna does pull stuff off. They do pull stuff off of the internet, but I mean,
they did a widescreen version of the movie, or did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's weird because their website's down and it's been down for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm a Stinky Tuna customer, so I don't think that they would have had a version of Zack Snyder's Justice League unless Stinky Tuna, because they were shut down. Maybe other people, it'll be like in Mr. Robot, or something. People have taken up the Stinky Tuna label. and maybe somebody is distributing something. Midnight's Edge says they were referring to Warner Archive shutting down because of HBO Max. Yes, it is because of HBO Max, because Jason Killar doesn't like selling physical media because he thinks every physical media sales is a subscription that they are not getting.
But considering the whole that you showed us, are these movies on HBO Max? Probably not.
No, well, some, I mean, I'm sure some are. Like, Warner Archive put out The Hunger, and I think that, look, I hate to say this on this show, but physical media is dying.
Yeah.
It is dying. And there are less and less people that buy physical media. My biggest concern is I know we talk about pure streamers and all that, but joking aside, I think it's very important to remember that the problem is when things are online, the algorithms are such that they will know exactly what movies get watched the most and which don't. And it's the obscure, cult, not well known, a lot of the movies that we love, those movies will die on the vine in the streaming era because people just won't watch them. And what I fear is that a lot of the movies, like The Bermuda Depths, for instance, a movie I liked that was on, it was a TV movie in the late 70s that I particularly was enamored of. If it isn't preserved via physical media and somebody puts it on a streamer, how many people will watch it? And eventually the streamer will say, well, no one's watching this movie, let's take it down. And a lot of these movies that we love will no longer be available. And that we don't want to happen.
No. But what can you do, Rob? What can you do?
Buy physical media?
Yeah, as long as it's possible.
I know, right? So as long as we can buy it.
Yeah.
So
are we through?
I think we're through.
Okay. Rob, I got one present that I got for Easter. I haven't opened it yet. I will open it tomorrow. I've got my Hot Toy Iron Man Mark 85. I got it yesterday. I think S showed it already, but I got mine yesterday. It's still sealed, Rob. Haven't even opened it. I will do that tomorrow.
You're opening it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Why don't you open it on the show right now?
Nah, you know how frickly these things are. I'm too nervous considering. I will open it tomorrow. Perhaps next week it will stand here.
Wow.
So this is what I got yesterday, Rob. But I'm still waiting for, the Captain America of Endgame.
Yeah, well, where is that?
So, I must have them both.
I've been paying off my Mark 85. And I'm looking forward to getting it.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah.
Great.
Well, on that note, Dieter, I think we come to an end for Let's Get Physical Media episode 20. Can you believe we've done more than 20 of these? I mean, we had our special features episodes.
Yeah.
But 20 of these, we've been doing 20 weeks, man.
Unbelievable.
Who would have thought you and I would have been, we didn't meet until the pandemic happened. It took a global...
Don't forget, Rob, there is this lost episode number 6. I hope it's still on the server farm on the Observatory. Anywhere.
I know. Justin Toner says there's more super chats to read. Are there?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking for. You know what? Justin Toner, did I already read this? He says, Dieter, I put my pre-order on Amazon. Yes, this just popped up. This is weird. Justin says, Dieter, I put my pre-order on Amazon for the 4K Donnie Darko as soon as you finished. I trust your judgment, sir. Thanks, guys.
Okay. You know the film, Justin. And in 4K, come on.
Yeah, and Arrow, I've got the Arrow Blu-ray release. It's definitive. I mean, it's got 3 versions of the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to be great. I mean, Arrow, Donnie Darko, Battle Royale is this month's. I mean, I can't think of anything better.
Hopefully the final time buying Battle Royale. God damn it, Rob.
I know. How many times you got to buy Battle Royale? But you know what?
Yeah.
There are people that haven't seen Battle Royale. Battle Royale is almost 20 years old. It is 20 years old, I think, this year, right? I think it is.
20 years old. Damn.
Let me see. Battle Royale release date.
It's still fresh in my mind.
What do you mean September 26, 2017? That's Fortnite. That was. Come on, man. I don't want the Fortnite Battle Royale.
That's what you get when you
come
Google.
on.
Google Battle Royale.
You know what? January 1st, 2000. So it's 21.
Oh,
Battle Royale can drink in America today. Battle Royale can drink. That means all the people in Battle Royale, the Japanese actors they're probably what? They're 21 years older than they were when they were in it. So you can lust after Gogo Yubari right now and not feel like a dirty old man because she's in her mid 30s. So she's, dateable, I guess. No, I mean no disrespect to Gogo Yubari or the actors who played her. Just saying that. My God, I can't believe Battle Royale is that it came out in 2000. Crazy. So there you go. I guess this will bring bring us to an end to the show, man.
Yeah, and only got one thing to say. If we don't see each other on the next weekend, then Rob has failed us. He didn't save our souls for the heavens on his show number 666. He didn't save our souls, but I hope he will do that. Because the show, when will it air, Rob? Number 666 at Saturday, probably?
I think the show's 7 days. It might be Saturday. Might be my 666th show, where I'm actually going to sell my soul live on YouTube. I'm going to invite Old Scratch to come on the show. Here I am.
Talk to him. What's up?
Bring him on. And I'm willing. I bring the contract. Yeah. Of course. I mean, I want at least 1,000 years of life, and I want billions of dollars in my bank account so I can be making movies, and I want to stay in perfect health, and I want Elizabeth and I to be reduced to being 25 years old each, and I want all those things.
We will tell him that we are pissed about COVID.
Yes, but I am willing to, if he shows up and grants me what I want, I'm willing to sign my name on the dotted line. Like Johnny Favorite or somebody in Angel Heart or Crossroads, or take your pick. And we'll see if he shows up for the 666th show. Sure. Something tells me he won't.
Probably not. He has better things to do.
He does.
I presume.
Even my soul isn't worth that much to him. So,
And on the other thing, on another note, I'm really looking forward to Elizabeth views concerning Godzilla versus Kong. I watched it
tonight
a second time with my boss. Really had a great time, but we already heard our Viceroy was not that thrilled with the movie, and I can tell you already why, people. Because our media shell didn't get a backpack. He didn't get a new poster signed by the director. He didn't get his new backpack, okay? He didn't get stuff with the new movie, okay?
That is not true. Not true. It is not true. Don't believe a word he says. I'm not a media shill. You can't buy my love. Well, you could, depending on how much you have to spend, but you can't buy my love.
Right.
But yes, Elizabeth views tonight.
I'm looking forward to the review.
We're also going to show her movie Doll Quest Part 1, Elizabeth's stop motion opus that I wrote the dialogue to. Darren Doctorman performed. Elizabeth performed as well, and Elizabeth she wrote, produced, directed a stop motion opus with my action figures and my Jazz Inc. Millennium Falcon cargo bay set. So you'll be seeing that at the top of the hour of Elizabeth Views. So join us, as the Evil Dead say.
Join us.
All right.
So
on that note, Dieter,
rest of Happy Easter to all.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter. And apparently, the end tag music is somehow not here. So I don't know, Dieter. Do you have anything? Yeah, can we talk about this? Like during, I don't know why it's, sometimes it happens because it goes up into the cloud and it doesn't download. So anyway, imagine, if you will, this is the end title of Let's Get Physical Media. Sorry about that. No end title music. But Jason Spriggs. Yes. All right. And on that note, have a better day. And I mean that.